Greetings. You have your ticket? You don't have one? No problem, my friend. Just hit the subscription button below and come on in. Hey guys, DFG here with Gideon's Flight. Hey, I want to take a moment and talk about a monument and the significance of this monument. This monument is in the state of Alabama. It's in Alabama, no, Autauga County, Alabama, I think. But it's a monument that honors men and women of color who were hanged, I guess, over the last 100, plus years. And there are stones hanging from the ceiling, and they're there by the thousands. And I bring it to your attention, because I've shown pictures in times past where you've seen situations where you've seen actual hangings, and you've seen, the not only the perpetrators of the hangings, but you've seen the communities that supported these hangings. All these communities, as we already know, were predominantly, Caucasian communities who, at the end of the day, had no problem with the lynching of people of color for any foolish, lie, bullshit reason. It didn't matter. If it was an opportunity to take the life of a person of color, then they were more than happy to accommodate that. But that being said, this monument is being now politicized. And what I mean by politicized is that it's being used now to encourage, people of color to go out and vote. And there's a video that's circulating where this young lady is showing, the monuments, and then she's going around talking about how that our ancestors all died, and they all died for a cause. And when you step back and you ask yourself a real question, what was that cause? What was the cause that they died for? Because obviously the color of their skin had a lot to do with the cause. But beyond the color of their skin, why were they being lynched? Well, you can go back through history and you'll find, assaulted this person. Lies. Most of it was lies that was constructed as an excuse. You follow me? A justification, again, for taking the life of many innocent people of color. But this monument being associated with voting, and that all these lynchings happened because people of color wanted to vote, that's just nonsense. That's not the actual facts. All of our ancestors who were lynched, or most of our ancestors who were lynched, had nothing to do with them trying to vote. It had everything to do with them, being victimized by the clans and the white citizen councils and, sheriff departments, legal judicial system that was set up with one intent in mind, and that was to continue to terrorize people of color. And if those people could come back to life, the one thing they would tell you that, dying was not what they had in mind, especially dying for something as I want to say something that would imply that they died because they wanted to vote. Because voting only means something if you have an agenda. That's why I'm saying that. If you have no agenda, then your voting is in vain. There's no purpose to go out there and vote or even want to die to vote when you had nothing to accomplish by voting. Who were you voting for? From the time of the Reconstruction Act forward, we didn't have the voting blocks or the voting powers, except for the local elections to elect someone on the national level. We did not have that. And even when we did, for example, with Obama, with Clinton, let's stay with Obama, where he got 90-something% of the black vote. Can any of you guys tell me what was the purpose of him being elected as it relates to people of color here in America? What legislation did Obama pass specifically that was on your agenda that you said, okay, here's what we want to be accomplished by you as President of the United States, Mr. Obama. Here's a list of here's a list of our needs. Here's the list of the things that we want. Tell me what that list was. Can anybody tell me what that list was? And then, not only that, but how many of those things on that list that we received? And I'm not talking about some individual over here talking about, well, we needed, health care and we needed, prison reform. Well, prison reform is a national issue. Health care is a national issue. Yes, black people are affected by it, but we're not the only people affected by it. Half the prisoners are white, or at least almost half the prisoners are white. Okay, so when we start talking in terms of what are we voting for, why does our vote matter to us collectively as a people, then we have to be a hell of a lot more clear about it, and we can't get caught up in this emotionalism. All our ancestors died who were trying to vote. That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. They were not hung because they were trying to vote. That was absolutely not true. They're taking and cherry picking one or two little incidents, you follow me, and then trying to make a national movement out of it, not because they want to bring about change for you and I, people of color. It's because they want you to vote. They want you to go back out there and vote for Joe Biden and the rest of these damn crooks and pirates who all they're going to do is just get your vote and then turn their heads on you when they get into the White House. They're going to look the other way and tell you, well, I can't do that. I can't do that for you. I can't do it. If I do it for one, I got to do it for everybody. That's all that is going to happen, and that's all this is about. And we have to stop allowing people to exploit us. So stop, getting our vote on the cheap. Lies and bullshit. Yes, those people were lynched and murdered by brutal, wicked beasts of the field. No question about it. No question about it. I'm going to say it again. Brutal, wicked beast of the field. That's who they were murdered by. There's no question about it. But at the end of the day, taking and trying to conflate it or trying to manipulate that in terms of trying to get us out to vote for individuals who are clearly stated that they will not support things as important to us, for example, as reparations. You heard Bernie Sanders say he wouldn't do it. You heard Kamala Harris say she would not do it. And you damn sure heard Joe Biden say he's not going to. Joe Biden won't even entertain the conversation. And we've already talked about how Joe Biden is more responsible, other than him and Bill Clinton, two Democrats, I might add, for more black men and women being in prison than any president in the history of the United States of America, post-slavery. Because slavery was prison. Prison is slavery. Bill Clinton and Joe Biden. So guys, don't fall for that okie doke. Don't fall for that bullshit and let them play on your emotions as though you're a simpleton. If you decide to vote, you make sure you have a clear agenda and that agenda is supported by the rest of the people. So if anything, we should develop an agenda and then rally the people around our agenda. Talking about people of color. And we should get them by the millions and make sure all of us are thinking the same way with the same goals, the same objective. And then we make a decision who we're going to vote for. Other than that, stay home. He said, it's not our fight. It's not our fight. They want Donald Trump out there so bad, that they're having nightmares and pissing their pants. Let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. He came from amongst them. Let them deal with that. We stay out of that until they have something on the table that benefits us as a people. You put something on the table that's going to put bread on our tables, meat in our refrigerators, you follow me? Opportunities, you follow me? Not equilibrium, but some equality, not even equality, that's not even the word I want. But until you put something on the damn table that elevates us to the standard of America in terms of economics, housing, loans, businesses, job opportunities, wage increases, etc. Until you see something like that, stay out of it. Because I'm telling you, if you go into it, all you're doing is encouraging that type of chicoonery. Some people call it you just been made a buffoon. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't give a shit about us until election time. Then all of a sudden, they want to start this black power, black emotion, black galvanization. The churches start talking about, we got to get Trump out of here. We got to get somebody in who's going to support. Who? Who, Mr. Preacher Man? Who, Mr. Civic Leader? Who? Who is this candidate? And what is the agenda that you have put together that you have the masses of us reading, looking at it, assessing, and agreeing to? And that particular person is going to support that agenda when they are elected. Who? What is that agenda? And who is this individual who's already told us in advance what he or she is going to do? It doesn't exist, and it doesn't exist. And it's probably not going to exist. But I'll tell you one thing, just like it's probably not going to exist, I know who's not going to be standing out there like a damn fool talking about who's going to be the next president of the United States of America. It sure as hell not going to be me. And it shouldn't be you. Again, unless you're absolutely certain that the person that you're going to give your vote is going to represent everything that's important to you in your people. And if they can't give you that, then don't give them your vote. The hell with it. Let them deal with the mess they made. They created the mess, let them deal with the mess. And you stay out of it. But, back to that video, you guys is all emotional and, it works you all up and gets you all, teary-eyed and, our poor ancestors. Our ancestors were not poor. They were courageous. They were very courageous. They were a proud people. They were a grassroots people. And they were victimized by a vicious nation that hated them from the time that the Europeans came on this continent and could not have their way with our people who were already here. And because we would not be taken advantage of, we would not be manipulated and cheated and robbed, they used violence against us to harm us, to murder us, etc. That's the real history of our people. It had nothing to do with voting and getting lynched for it. What good is a goddamn vote if at the end of the day your situation, your condition doesn't change? Think about it. Okay? So don't fall for the okie doke this time around. Tell them what we want. Get behind leaders and representatives who can construct what we want and hear it come out of their mouth. They're going to deliver on the goods. And if they don't deliver on the goods, we will be protesting at the White House every single damn day until they do. But you want it in writing, you want to be able to see it, and you want to hear them talking about it everywhere they go, just like every other thing that's important as far as what it is, their political platform, whatever issue that they're running or building their political platform on. And until you hear that, people of color, Hebrew Israelites, so-called black people, African Americans, stay out of this mess. Love you. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon. DFG. Bye now.